Good morning, Site Institute representatives. Here's Fran again. Today I'm happy to introduce you to today's activity as we are responsible for conducting an inspection to analyze 20-meter pavement deformation on a sidewalk which is located at Bowen Street, South Brisbane, Queensland. Before we begin, there are several on-site safety requirements to consider. It is essential that each member wears the mandatory safety gear to minimize risks and ensure a safety working environment. For these required personal protective equipment, we are considering today helmets, which serve as primary head protection against falling objects from active construction sites, tree branches, and other overhead hazards. Additionally, we are going to be using and wearing goggles with a view to shield our eyes from dust and potential chemical splashes when inspecting pavement materials. Moving on, we're going to be using gloves to protect our hands from rough surfaces and sharp edges during measurements. Additionally, we are going to incorporate steel-toed boots to prevent foot injuries and also to provide some extra layer of resistance on uneven or wet surfaces. And finally, it is essential for us to wear the reflective vest to enhance visibility to drivers and machinery operators to reduce risks of accidents. With these safety measurements in place, we can proceed with our inspection efficiently and securely. Let's ensure accuracy in our observations while maintaining a high standard of safety, of course. As a second point on the agenda, I want to make sure everyone is using the right tools um, when taking the measurements. As for today, we are going to be using four main tools, which are the metric tape, rulers, calipers, and a level. And so right now we're going to be hearing a little bit of explanation how to properly use each one of those tools. Uh, for the metric tape, this is going to be our go-to tool to measuring long distances like pavement width, cracks, or overall length of a section. When using it, we need to make sure the tape is fully extended and straight to avoid errors. If measuring a crack, we need to hold the tape to the widest part for accuracy. It is essential to always record measurements in millimeters or centimeters uh, um, to maintain precision. All right. A second tool that we are going to be using the ruler. This one is the best for smaller measurements like checking minor cracks, uh, wear depth, or material thickness. So we need to place it flat against the surface to ensure the eye is level with the markings to avoid errors. Um, then we got the calipers. We have the calipers for depth of cracks. We want to measure the depth of the cracks, the thickness of the pavement layers, or even small deformations that you can find during this inspection. So we need to make sure the caliper is firmly rounded on the object, making sure that the readings are precisely taken. So, as for today, we are not using a digital caliper, so we need to double check always on the scale. Finally, we got the level. This is an efficient tool for us to check on the pavement's evenness and slope. So we need to place it flat on the surface and check that the bubble that is in the center uh, of the level is center to make sure that the surface is even. Uh, if there is an inclination, we need to fully describe it. because this one is going to help us to determine potential drainage issues or unevenness on the setting of the road. Finally, I'm going to go over a set of rules, or let's call them tags and responsibilities while on site, just to benefit ourselves from efficiency, accuracy, and systematic work. So I'm going to be handling a mapping sheet to record all the measurements and locations that we can find during the observation. So I'm going to be staying quite close to the team just to make sure everything is clear and precise, because we are going to be needing that mapping sheet for our final report as what we found or what we are going to find. Then I'm going to assign Nasli for measurements and analysis. And here Nasli is going to be responsible of the metric tape, the ruler, the calipers, and the level to assess the formation of pavement distresses. So in here, take your time to double check your readings and communicate with the rest of the team just to make sure there is always certain consistency and accuracy just in case you have doubts. Along with you, Camila is going to be verifying the readings as well just to ensure that they are precise. If there is any doubts about the reading, please confirm with the team as well. And in here, I need Camila to also help Nasli to organize the tools that she needs to properly measure, for example, a crack or deformation of the pavement. So make sure always to use the right tool. If you have questions, just let me know. And finally, I'm going to assign Abdel as the graphic evidence and site maintenance. I'm going to explain to you a little bit on what your task is going to be. In here, I need you to take clear photos of the pavement defects that we can find. Um, Also, I need you to take photos of the measurement points that we are going to be analyzing. And also, I need you to be responsible for the gathering of the tools and cleaning the area once we complete our inspection, just to make sure that the area of inspection, our workspace, is organized and in the same condition that we found it. All right. Just to conclude, guys, keep in mind that communication is key. Report any inconsistencies immediately if you find any. Please be precise and systematic in the measurements and the documentation. Well, in here, I'm going to be in charge of the documentation. So, even though if you have something to communicate, please let me know, just to make sure there is this degree of preciseness on our job. And last but not least, guys, safety comes first. So even though we're wearing our PPEs, it is important to always watch for traffic and any possible hazards around the area, just to make sure that we are safe while carrying out our inspection. So, thanks a lot for listening. If you have questions, please once again let me know, and I'll be happy to answer any of them if there is any. Thank you.